All right, so in yesterday's notes, we defined what a statistical question was, as well as a couple other things. And like I mentioned, this is going to be a really vocab heavy, especially first two sections, but just this sort of chapter in general is a lot different than what we were doing in the previous chapters. So you might really like that, you might not like that, but this is kind of a complete standalone chapter. All this statistics stuff is actually pretty interesting and pretty useful to know, and honestly pretty useful to everybody. But make sure you're up on your terminology. So make sure you're studying them, you keep track of them, you're doing the assignments, you know what's going on. So to be a statistical question, it has to be something that, in order to answer it, you would have to gather data and analyze that data. So it's not just a pure factual question. It's going to be things where you would have to imagine yourself surveying people or observing people and getting the result. So the question of what is your favorite color, that's going to have one answer. You're going to be like, my favorite color is green. That is not a statistical question. Because you're just asking a single person a single question. Now, if we switch it over and we say, which color is the favorite at your school? Now it becomes statistical because you would survey students at the school and you'd tabulate what the favorite color was, what was the most common one given. So that definitely is a statistical question. Which color has the highest wavelength? This is something that you just Google the answer to. Okay, you could type it in, you could figure out what the highest wavelength color is. And I did just take a second, look it up, and it's red. So this, again, not a statistical question. You could just simply Google the answer. It's been measured. That's what it is. Now, versus this question, it says, is blue or red the favorite color among kindergartners? Much like number 2, you would survey a bunch of kindergartners, figure out, hey, do you like blue or red? Yes, this one. Hey, do you like blue or red? You tabulate the results. That is a statistical question. So essentially, you just want to think of, would you have to survey a group of people or observe a group of people or whatever the question is in order to be able to answer the question? And if you do, then it's statistical.